Annalise Sara said 6 months of consistency will put you years ahead to give you a routine that takes 3 hours a day on top of your actual life. But let me really get in deep into it and what she didn't get right, because that's really important. But as we know, in this channel, we do the right thing and we talk about what she got right so we can learn from that and then even take even more and learn more than just what the basics are. Doing something for 6 months, this is what she got right. Doing something for 6 months really can change your life. That's a good amount of time, not just some sales trick that any business con artist can tell you. Reading a mission statement every morning actually works. Based on real science, repeating things over and over can slowly change what you believe in deep down. So you can imagine what do they call them? They're called, the word eludes me, but it's manifestation, that's it. Manifestation does actually work. But not in the way of, let's say, I'm going to make $1 million by the end of this year. This will make you more passionate to make money, but not $1 million just yet. Setting goals based on who you want to become, not just what you want to do, is a real proven idea. The book Atomic Habits talks about all of this, and that's really important. Because Atomic Habits, I don't know if you've watched any other videos. If you haven't, go check them out. But I talk a lot about that book because you always see it on the shelves, you always see a lot of people talking about it, but you never actually read it. Another thing to show, right? Not touching your phone for the first 4 hours of the day is one of the best habits a person can build. It's really true. If you can just go to work, go to school, without looking at your phone, and then after, unless you really need to at your job, without picking it up, will make you have to do something else that a lot of us just waste time scrolling through social media. All the junk that's on there. Another thing is checking in on your goals every week and month keeps you on track better than just hoping for the best. If you can count it, you can change it. Just remember that. Starting your day with a routine really can set the mood for the whole day. Science backs this up. So remember, you need a routine, and at first, it could be a little loosey-goosey. You don't have to get it exactly perfect, but the more you do it, the better you'll get it, and that's the schedule you want. You want to keep that, right? Don't let anyone say that you are not going to be able to. Just do it, complete it, and struggle. Another thing she got right, imagine your goals, visualize. It's not real evidence behind it if you keep doing it. Visualizing your goals. So I don't really get how that's a part of why she added that, but here's where we start. Definitely. Here's the wrong. Here's what you have to learn with this video. EFT tapping your body to feel better, doesn't have much science behind it, but she talks about it like it's proven. It's still considered alternative, meaning not fully tested. So if that's something that you really want to try, hey, go ahead. Even though it's not fully tested, you could try it. I wouldn't do it because I don't think there's any science backing to it, and I feel like it's a waste of time. Because let's say your hand hurts, if you keep tapping it, it doesn't mean it's going to get better because you sprained it. Joe Dispenza is a controversial person. Some things he says go way further than what science actually shows. Using him as proof isn't solid. It's not a good backing. Spending 30 to 60 minutes every morning on a routine isn't realistic for most people. Like parents, people who work early, or people who are sick. I think that's too much for most people. Because your job wants you like this. Most people, if you have some type of anything you already have a schedule. So it has to be very quick, a routine very fast. Another thing she got wrong that you should probably learn, she never talks about what happens when you miss a day. Most people quit forever after missing just once because nobody tells them that that's okay. It's very true. I've seen so many of my friends. They say, "Oh, I see that you're really consistent with your life. you have a really tight schedule. And I want to do that too, but how do we do it? And I tell them all these tips and tricks. And I think the biggest problem I think they have is they try to start really strong. But you start strong and you gotta mess up and you have to be able to get back on your feet. You know that Rock saying, it's not about how hard you can get hit. No, it's not how hard you get hit. It's not how hard you can get hit and get right back up. That one. You have to remember that. Probably messed that up, to be honest with you. If you know the quote, let me know. Another thing she got wrong, she never talks about what happened when you miss a day. Right? It's the same thing. I have to say it twice just so you guys can really develop in your head. 3 goals sound easy, but add an hour by hour planning, morning routines, nightly reflections, and weekly, monthly check-ins, and it's actually a huge time commitment. All those things can really, you have to really want to do this, especially if you have a busy life or things are really random in your world. It's gonna be very tough to do. So 3 goals sound easy, and it is. Truthfully, it is. Most people can do 3 goals, but remember, the planning, the morning routines, the night reflections, all those, it is necessary, but you have to understand where you are in life and figure out if you can do that. So a lot of people just don't have it. Life gets really complicated, but if you do, you should. She mentions being trained as a therapist at USC to sound trustworthy. Authority, right? But then tells people to read books instead of getting real professional help. It doesn't match. What's going on there? Reading books can only get you so far. They don't know your specific situation, right? I can do this for a whole different video, but I remember watching a ton of these self-help videos, and I always thought, man, none of this actually works for me. Why? Even people who say they're also poor, it's never in the way that my family was poor, right? It was a different work ethic, it was a different lifestyle. Things were given, some things were not. You need to find someone who's really very close to your situation. Also, another thing she got wrong, the ending doesn't even make sense. It sounds like the video got cut off in the middle of the sentence. Here's a tiny version of her routine that can actually fit in real life. So if you were sleeping, here's what you could do. Here's where you learn from. Alright. 5 minutes in the morning, just read your mission statement. That's it. 5 minutes at night, write down 3 things you'll do tomorrow. Not hour by hour, just 3 things. Choose 2 habits. Right? Once those 2 habits feel automatic, after about 30 days, add 1 more single small thing. Build slowly and not all at once. Her routine works, but only if you have the time and the ability to do. Her routine works, but only if you have the time and stability to do it perfectly every day. Most people don't. So start with 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night and build from there, because a small habit you actually do beats a perfect routine you quit in 2 weeks every single time. Do you have any comments, questions, concerns? Leave it down below. If not,